Hello, YouTube. How are you? Today, I'm going to speak about the problem. That the 45 years of feminist domestic violence industry, evil indoctrination, has created.
But there's no grant for me.
I'm going to try to explain the problem, and I'm going to get to the root of the problem. And then I'm going to touch on a solution.
I was falsely accused.
And I'm going to leave the rest for the next video.
No relief for me.
I realize this is a controversial topic, so I must be careful how I present it. Please understand, I know it is controversial.
There's no help for me. 'Cause I'm a man. 'Cause I'm a man.
But let's talk about it. 45 years of feminist domestic violence industry, evil indoctrination.
Of domestic violence industry and feminism lies.
Lately, a lot of new websites have appeared. There are new websites, YouTube channels, and new organizations.
All men are violent.
I'll mention a few. A Voice for Men, SAVE, which stands for Stop Abusive and Violent Environment. There's a YouTube channel called GirlWritesWhat. And my website, lifeformen.org. Please check it out.
By women against men of sexual harassment.
A few of my favorite verses, and I'm quoting from avoiceformen.com. Men and boys are getting a raw deal from society. Men are 94% of industrial death and accidents, 76% of homicide victims, 80% of suicide victims, the overwhelming majority of rape victims. Male rape has been called the most closely guarded secret of American prisons. There are estimated to be over 300,000 male rapes per year in American prisons and jails. Of the top 15 leading causes of death, men lead in 12 categories, are tied in 2 and trail in 1. Even though more women die of heart disease each year, men die of heart disease many years earlier. Yet, while there are numerous federal offices on women's and girls' health, not a single one exists for men and boys.
Our society.
There is a blatant anti-male discrimination in the criminal justice system, and the sentencing disparity between men and women exceeds that between whites and any other minority. A man convicted of a capital crime is 10 times more likely to be executed than a woman for the same offense. There is more, but I believe you're getting the picture.
There's no job for me.
Let's talk some more about the 45 years of feminist domestic violence industry evil indoctrination.
There's no help for me. 'Cause I'm a man.
Well, there is a generally accepted, commonly held belief that women are victims and men are aggressors.
False accused.
I phrase it this way. 45 years of feminist domestic violence industry evil indoctrination that is now indoctrinated into politics, the government, courts, police, and general public that women are good, all men are violent and rapists. Women are helpless victims, men are perpetrators. Women need help and protection, men must be restrained, prosecuted, and jailed. One of the devastating consequences of all this is an epidemic of false accusations by women against men of sexual harassment, domestic violence, and rape. It is easy to see that men are being harmed, especially by false accusations. As a result, families are being harmed. For example, divorces. Our society, the civilized society, is being harmed because there are less families, there are less morals, and that leads to more crimes and more mental illnesses and more addictions and more misery, etc., etc. Well, contrary to the dogma presented by these 45 years of feminist domestic violence industry evil indoctrination, men are good. Men are good. Most men have the instinct to love, protect, and provide for what? Provide for women and children. I'll repeat. The vast majority of men have the instinct to love, protect, and provide for women and children. Men are practical. For example, men fix cars. Men can, for example, configure a wireless router. Men build and create. Look around you. Houses, cars, roads, technology, inventions, communications, infrastructure, all made by men. Men invent and innovate. Men are leaders. Men are natural leaders. Fathers. Fathers are needed for a complete family. The presence of a father in a family means less mental illnesses, less alcohol and drug abuse, less addictions, less criminality in the children when they grow up. Men are good. So what is the solution? The problem, the root of the problem, as I understand it, is lack of moral values. The solution lies in moral values. Learning, understanding, adopting moral values. When working on moral values, the best place to start is the Bible. Moral values are defined in that book. They may be difficult to understand, but understanding the Bible's moral values is imperative. Without it, there is no solution. By the way, feminism goes against the Bible's moral values. It is obvious. It is now up to us men,
Our society.
men's rights organizations, masculinists. It is up to us men to get off our butt and fix this. It is up to us to learn, understand, and preach moral values for humanity, for our society. And please consider joining my organization, lifeformen.org.
Because I'm a man.
together we can fix this. Thank you for your attention.